Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MAW. This time we've got the Sam Keith Classic 3. Please don't be Hollywood. Well, we've been getting lucky recently. Come on, Hollywood, just you know, bring some alcohol. God damn it. Oh, he just farted. Great. Good stuff, Hollywood. Yes, thank God. That scared the living shit out of me. Alright, so I haven't planned the tournament out ahead of time this time, unlike I did with the what's it called, with the Ripcord Invitational. So I think this is the only sensible main event, and I feel like it can go for hours, but we'll go with 25 minutes and put the Sam Keith class. Actually, let's start with 20 and extend it if we can. Why is Sam Keith still rooking road agent? Oh, auto push, of course. Okay, so who's going over? Holy shit, that's a question and a half. Frankie Perez over Casey. Open, called, yes, obviously. Slow and decisive. Now, is anyone going to pitch a fit? Of course they're not. So, the Kali Dragons win, which means we're not going to set up any tag title match coming out of this, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because it's just a tournament, and they deserve it, and KV2 have already won it. CV2 have already won it before. We'll only run the semi-finals, we won't run the quarterfinals. So we'll run this match, and we'll have, obviously, Cammy over Miller, and it be open, scripted, decisive. A little bit of did this crowd hate interference? I've forgotten whether this crowd absolutely despise interference. I can't remember. We'll have to see. I'm sure they do now. And in the semi-main event and the other semi-final, yes, because I'm gonna make the Kali Dragons wrestle for like 40 minutes in a row. We're gonna do Kali Dragons versus Ring Generals. Because I'm getting my money out of frickin' Frankie Perez and Mikey James while I can. God damn it. Yep. There you go. So that's the Sam Keith Classic, and it's taken up most of the show. That's okay though. We can put Hollywood in a match against a babyface in the mid card somewhere. How about the Aces? Actually, how about Ace Youngblood? Go for it. Let's see how he pulls it off. Haven't we had this match before? No, we haven't. Maybe we had Max Mayhem before. Hollywood over, dominant, scripted, decisive. Yep, no title opportunity for Mr. Ace Youngblood there. Okay, we'll kick off the show with CV2 versus versus the Lost Causes. And how about Copperhead? I think we've had this match before. We have. Nah, we'll just run it again. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It's only Findlay O'Farady's match to get over. Findlay O'Farady gets over in other ways as well. Because he's got that menace angle he's going to run at some point tonight. Is that the highest he's ever... No. Oh. He has been higher before. That first loss to Cammy. Okay. Anybody else? Of course, Mr. Matthew Keith. Mr. Keith versus Flash is going to be ridiculously good. We'll open the show with that. Keith over. Because I'm just burying Flash at this point. Called, slow, decisive. There you go. And we're not using Glenn, and that worries me. So we'll run a tag match with Dynamite Express taking on El Mitico and Casey Glenn, who both should be doing pretty well now. 6. Ugh. Yeah, he'll get there one day. Those skills, man. Those skills. You know, if El Mítico and Casey Glenn have good chemistry, this could be a fantastic tag team, because they can pull magical stuff out of anyone, I would say. I don't know, I rate Casey Glenn so highly right now. I always have, but I still rate him really highly. And one more match? Yeah, one more match on the card. And Citizen X obviously needs a match, right? We can leave Mean Gene out of it tonight, this week, because he's only me. Greg Gage, of course. In fact, I think Greg should probably win this match. This is probably a 10-minute one, too. We can transition Citizen X a little bit out of the main event. This one can be called All Out Decisive. Ooh, Citizen X isn't happy. That's okay. Citizen X can go over. Sometimes I try and transition main eventers too early. That may have been an example of that. Okay, we only have 8 minutes for angles this week. This month, sorry. So, we'll do Findlay on Cammy. 4 minutes. And also, one second, let me end the Casey and Citizen X match. End storyline, because they're not it's not necessary anymore. We'll also have an entertainment angle with, I don't know, let me think, who's a good one to try and get over? Hollywood. Hollywood needs to get over more than anybody else on the roster. Ooh, I have an extra 2 minutes. I think I'll give it to Findlay. There you go. There you go, Findlay. Run with it. That's good enough? Okay, our first fully booked show. Holy shit, this is going to be something else. Alright, hopefully, actually, we're going to put that little self-promotion in between the two main events, because that match could definitely outshine that match. Although I hope not. And we put the Sam Keith Classic on the line. Yes, we have. And let's just make sure I'm right that CV2 have never won it. Have won it before. They have. They won the first one. Okay, then. Let's get this running. Let's run this thing. This should be a good show. I knew that would do well. It didn't do fantastic, but Steve Flash was off his game tonight. He's also probably hates us now, because I don't think he's won since he's been here. Okay, was it alright? I think this next match is actually the Casey Glenn El Mítico tag, which if it is, I'm hoping for good things. Well, it outperformed CV2. Yeah, CV2. So yeah, that's alright. Holy shit, that was a bad match. Hollywood, you ain't been so good so far. This was about as good as it can be expected to be. This was pretty good. This was the cooldown match. Now I think this is Findlay's promo coming up. It is. Good stuff. And then, I forgot to check whether the interference bothered the crowd. I'll check back on the video. Semi-main. Come on, pull it. It's going to pull a C, surely. Yeah. Now, I pulled a D+. What does the main pull? A B-! Woo! 72! Wow! Well, this was a star-studded match. I knew that. I didn't expect it to be that good. Wow, this is probably going to be like a C+ show. Holy shit, nice. That is well, I don't know if it's progress as much as it's throwing the best two teams in our promotion at the top of the card in a well-built show. But it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So obviously, it's mostly Frankie and Mikey, with a little bit of Cammy in there as well. So hugs for those two, and told they're awesome. For Cammy, we don't really. I hope we don't need to keep Hollywood happy anymore. I would hope he's fine. Let's have a look. Yep, Hollywood's fine for right now. Anyway, we improved in popularity. We're getting there. We're getting there. Good stuff. So Findlay and Cammy are going to have a blow-off match. Holy shit. Findlay and Cammy are going to have a blow-off match at the next show, which is the Battle of the Mid-Atlantic. Shit, I would rather someone else. I would rather do a different main event for that show, but I will do Findlay versus Kami in their final match to wrap up their series, and then we're gonna start building. I wanted to build to where it all begins again, but I don't think we have the time. Yeah, I think we will actually. So, at the next event, Kami is going to start foreshadowing a babyface turn. And we're going to be running a storyline. Basically, my story that I've been telling on my on the written version of this diary, on the written version of this series, which I'm not sure if I'm even going to continue right now, but is that Hollywood considers himself to be the true champion of MAW, and so I'm going to try and build some tension between Hollywood and Kami, and then Kami's going to turn face for a little bit. And we're going to have a match at one of the bigger events, which, one second, where it all begins again, and the Night of the Champions are pretty big events for us. So one of them, or maybe even both, Hollywood versus Kami, is going to be a thing. Since Hollywood's not been doing pretty well lately, let's have a look at his things. Highest rating was a 55, and that was obviously against... Ooh, that was against El Mítico. Not surprising, but certainly not the best in the world or anything. His worst was obviously against Ace Youngblood, and his average is 46. It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. So let's take a look at his skills. I mean, they're good enough. there's no doubt about that. They're good enough. We've got to be matching him against the right opponent, because he's certainly a brawler. Can Kami give him a good match in that department? He can. So, fingers crossed. I think Kami and Hollywood could be a good match. Unfortunately, if Kami turns face, that puts an end to I said it right the first time. CV2. That puts an end to CV2, but they don't really wrestle regularly anyway. Holy shit, Kami lost in the main event, and he is still 51 over in us. I think that's as high as he's gotten higher this month. Kami's over, man. Kami's the most over guy in the promotion, as can be expected. I'm assuming the Kali Dragons are pretty freaking over too. Yeah, they're not as over though as Kami is, which surprises me. Yeah, Matthew Keith is obviously fantastic as well. Findlay is still up there. Good, has he got good charisma? He has good enough charisma. Doesn't have great charisma. God, stop overrating Findlay O'Faraday, who has actually dropped in popularity from that victory and that good promo. God damn it, those promos just aren't helping him. What about his momentum though? One sec, I'll check a look at who's hot. Findlay's not up there, but the ring generals are. The ring generals are. What? Who's not? I'd rather the Aces of Mayhem not be in the pooper, but it doesn't really bother me, especially considering the fact that they've actually gone up in overness somehow. Okay, that works for me. What about Hot Prospects? Probably, yeah, these two. I want to check these two's overness. Oh, it's 8. They've gone up. Good. And 14. God, El Mítico jobs his way to the top every single time. Just jobbing that way to the top. Auto push. Everyone. So what does that leave our roster looking like? A lot of main eventers. Hollywood is a main eventer. There's no doubt about that. I would agree. Glad to see the main event scene's kind of balanced out again to heels and faces. I'm assuming Hollywood's going to start complaining that that the belt he's currently holding, the American belt, is for mid-carders. Yeah. So we're going to eventually have him drop that. Who though? That's the question. Who's over enough to take that belt off of him? Shit. Oh, he's a road agent. Ace Youngblood's getting kind of over. Casey's over enough. He's just not a babyface. Nigel could eventually get over enough. That's pretty good for Nigel. Robbie's not a babyface. Steve, could have Steve take it off him as a transitional champion. I wouldn't be so opposed to that. Not Sam Keith. If I could have Sam Keith, I would. Match history, please. I want to see his average. Okay. It's a good average rating. We know he's good. We know he's good, so I just don't know, like, because he's in time decline, which is a serious problem. If we have a look, so I mean, we could have him as a transitional champion. That's all he would be. But to who would he transition the belt to? Probably Casey Valentine. He's probably ready for a run with the belt, with that mid-card belt. I wish I could just take someone. Just have someone to just take the title off him, though. Matthew Keith is obviously way too over. He's a main eventer. Stadler is a heel. Someone was saying about the heel, the heel face imbalance on the roster, and they were right. But I wonder, is there anybody over enough out there? Exactly. I don't know. What are we looking at here? A regional star in the Mid-Atlantic. I don't like to go looking for people, but I want to have a look if there's any good performance. What good performance? Or actually good brawlers is probably what we're looking for. Who also have decent performance skills. Yeah. Ooh, okay, we got a couple. Champagne Lover. Yeah, I think I'll go for Champagne Lover. Oh, he doesn't. No, you don't want to come work for me? Really? Are you sure? Because you clearly not popular at all. Are you sure? Okay, fine. Steve the Cult, do you want to come work for me? Oh, you feel I'm too small for you. Okay, let's actually look for people who are not. Okay, to hire, please. To hire who are active in the USA. Brent Hill, Jack Griffith. Pistol Pete Hall. Old, and more old. Alright, you don't have to be that over. Got Bulldozer Brandon Smith. Frantic Ali and Frosure, all good wrestlers. Jimmy Cox, I've never used him. Frantic Ali and Frosure are both really good wrestlers. And Frosure has got a lot of upside as well. Yeah, you're right, game. He does have potential written all over him. Could he come in and pick up that belt? I wish I could get feedback on it, but this video is going up so late that I'm not sure I want to, because most people won't be seeing this. How old are you, Mr. Frantically? 22. Frosure is 22 as well. Frosure is better. He's also smaller. That's pretty good brawling skills. What about Frosure? Pretty much identical. Shit. He's a brawler though, there's no doubt there. That's where he stays. He's also got excellent star quality. He's currently holding the American title in another promotion. I don't know if I can afford you. Huh. What if I gave you 4-year contract, would you lower your offer? 870 is what you're going for. What if it was exclusively in the ring? Oh, he'd go for it. Alright, we'll go for him. He's good. We might be pushing him a little too fast, but at the same time, we've still got a couple of months left before he takes the title off of Hollywood anyway. So we can build him up to 30 pop or something like that, which is where he probably should be to take the title. Anyway, that's the end of that. I know it's been a pretty long episode. Thank you for watching it all. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and check out the rest of the series. And thank you, beautiful people. I will see you guys next time for the Battle of the Mid-Atlantic, the final battle between Findlay O'Faraday and Cameron Vesey. I'll join you guys then.